Hello, everyone. Now, overall, when we look at this now further, you can break down all of them in the project context. For example, the management of our configuration process, overall organizational context, what you're doing, the constraints, limitations, planning for it, as we have it for the quality assurance, but here we need to have this management process overall for our configuration management. And the software configuration identification. So this is really important, identifying items to be controlled. So that's really the first step that we do, this identification of the items to be controlled, software identification. As we said, this step is really important. The first one, the software configuration identification. So in this identification, once we try to, let me show the arrow. So once we do it, the next step is, what are the items or specific things that we need to do it? Once we do it, then all the functionalities, or they go to the software library where we have the working software. That's later we'll see. So configuration control, once you have identified it, then maybe you want to see evaluation, whether it's there is a change, do we approve it, or evaluation of it. So this is really connected. So it all starts here in a way. This is our starting point. And implementing them through the testing, once it's verified, approved, or deviation and the waiver if there is a change. Now we can further explain them. For example, I'll show you in the next slide. Now see, we can expand, say, change management plan. So planning. In the planning, say, organizational and responsibilities, that what we need to do, or say a resource and the scheduling in the planning, or the tool selection, implementation. So these are all sort of things that we do in the planning. Say overall responsibility, right? So say planning of the software configuration management. So organization, so organization and responsibility, that what we need to do for the software. So we look at the resources that are needed if there is a change or if there is a deviation from the for the identified CIs. And once we do it, then scheduling and the tool selection, what are the tools that we will use it for the configuration change management? How do we implement it? And then, of course, as we move forward, then we'll discuss this. So say in CIs, identify items need to be controlled. So it's not that all the items, once they are with the developers, they are with their teams, it's up to the teams, whatever they want to do with it. But something is released, maybe internally, some component is complete, there is a change, we need to see that if it is in our CIs. So software configuration, items, and the relationships, and the versions, and the baseline. If the baseline changes, the new baseline will be effective. And acquiring all of it. So you can see in each of the steps, we can really further break it down that what we are monitoring. Then this is in the context of the project when you do it. I'll go to previous slide. So similarly, the configuration status in the accounting, the configuration status information, once the changes are committed or they are not committed, what is their whether they are approved. So we keep track of all the status of the requirements, not only the requirements, but in all of the steps as we go from the requirement to implementation. Right, so configuration auditing, just to make sure that if something is changed, then who was informed, all the records are kept, everything is documented. And similarly, we can expand the individual steps.
The Victorian Institute of Technology has other great videos covering many different topics. Please check them out, and thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe the video for more great content like this.